Bears fans, YouTube, welcome back to another episode of Bears Fans Talk. I am Johnny CMD, here as always with the main event, Kevin Haggerty. If you are new here, please like, comment, and subscribe. We are going to be breaking down weekly Bears content, and we're also going to be slipping in some NFC North content from time to time here. Maybe some dedicated episodes based on the NFC North, which should be a really interesting division.
Arguably the best division in football.
I think it's hard to argue against it,
Yes.
and especially after one of the breaking stories that we're pretty much last to discuss at this point. It's been talked about ad nauseum, but Micah Parsons to the Packers.
Yes.
We're going to talk about the Bears Vikings matchup.
Yep.
We're going to talk about the Packers Lions matchup. So the NFC North all jumping in on each other in week one, which I think should be really, really exciting. Before we get into that, I just want to just throw it right over to our clip of the week that Kevin sent me. And, I thought it was really interesting. It's funny.
Yeah.
We'll let the clip speak for itself.
Sure.
Man, look, this guy is angry.
The caption too says a grown man at a college football game by himself in the
Nosebleeds has nothing to lose. So I want to start by saying that there's no good guy and bad guy in the situation here. But
just morals in life.
Well, here's the thing. That's kind of what it comes down to. My first thought here is, watching it, I'm just going to be like, you know what? Mess around and find out.
Yeah.
And part of me is kind of glad that you got people who are going to get in somebody's face.
Yeah. Give it right back.
Yeah, I mean, granted, he is a grown man, and it's over a football game.
Sure.
But if you're going to be that obnoxious in my face, I'm not saying I would have reacted this way, but I'm glad there's some people out there who do.
I mean, definitely, without question.
Just to make this college bro really think twice next time before he starts throwing a double middle finger at a grown man in a football game.
Yeah, so, it's kind of related, not related. I went to a high school football game on Friday, and I'm like...
Did you choke anybody out?
I didn't, but as a grown man, I can't go by my... I thought it would have been weird to go to a high school football game. So, I brought my son, which was super fun, related but unrelated. But, what I'm saying, though, is a grown man, seriously, if you're going by yourself, you're there to watch ball. You obviously care very much about the sport. So, definitely do not mess with someone, man. That is...
Yeah. Well... I don't know if this guy was truly on his own. I'm just kind of looking at the comments here, and I think people mostly agree with me. It's just consequences, grown man for the win. But you know what? There is something to be said of just hey.
Oh, I liked it.
Good for you. UNC wasn't having probably his dad.
Oh, that's
a good twist on that.
Yeah.
I kind of have the image in my mind that these two probably got into it at some point earlier in the game, because the guy who did the choking out, I don't think he was wearing a jersey. I don't think it would have been apparent who he was rooting for.
Typically, when those things happen, when those fights happen, they don't come out of nowhere. They've been kind of bubbling and something, and then it bubbles to the top like that. It would never happen at a Cubs game, but
Never.
It's White Sox game though.
You never know.
You never know.
Yeah, you got girls putting Glocks in their fat folds.
I thought about that on the way. I was like, it's completely another
I also
topic.
don't think I think that was a not true story. Before we jump into NFL talk, did you watch any college this week? And this is an interesting week in college football, where like a soft open before the NFL.
Yeah, they branded it as the best week ever in college football, opening week ever. And to me, honestly, just taking a step back from it all, the rankings that they have with the preseason rankings, it's kind of irrelevant because you really don't know. I mean, it's kind of just a best guesstimate.
I think they probably know. I think they know okay. I mean, there's a couple of shakeups in there, but I think what they said the best. My biggest gripe about college football is so many games felt irrelevant, and I didn't feel like there was enough big matchups. But I do feel like there was more of those.
There's tons of big matchups.
Week to week, no. I feel like especially the first week.
Oh yeah, this week there were.
Yeah, so this week there were.
Yeah.
I think generally speaking, I think that's something they're shifting to, is trying to pull together more of these big matchups.
Yeah. What do you think about Arch Manning?
Well, that's kind of where I want to transition to. And another kind of a little bit of a moral thing. I watched it and I actually texted our group chat, being anybody watching Arch Manning's draft stock fall right before your eyes here? And but I really don't like the narrative. I feel like people have really jubilantly been piling on him ever since this loss. particularly like calling him like a nepo baby and like I don't know. I don't really like it. Because at the end of the day, this is like a 20-year-old kid.
Going to Ohio State, one of the most difficult places to play on the road, like week one, like that's a tough matchup for anyone. And like
he objected, but he looked bad. Like here's the thing: it's like
it's week one.
You can say that. Like yeah, it's week one. It's his first game. Yeah,
just give him time.
But he's the Heisman front runner.
It's okay.
I will say that I do think that this game alone probably changes the arithmetic about whether or not he's going into the draft next year, because he's gonna need to build up quite the sample size before he jumps in and like if he's hoping to be the number 1 overall pick.
I just got an update right now. You know, at TCU and UNC.
Yeah, Bill Belichick is doing his college opener.
Yeah. So what if I told you the first drive of the season, UNC came down and scored a touchdown?
Sure.
Okay.
I saw they were losing. I was not watching.
Okay, so the very first drive they came down and scored a touchdown. What do you think the score is in the third quarter right now?
I don't know.
I
know they're losing
41-7.
Wow. So they just absolutely just gotten stomped after that.
Stomped.
Yeah, I'm not a believer in Bill Belichick.
Chapel Bill was catching on, but like you can say whatever you want. Bill Belichick has lost his mode.
Oh yeah, no, he's like Brady left and the Patriots are in full rebuild, rebuild mode. They had no plan. Like, and they just handed the rings out to Bill Belichick just based on.
Well, dude, they didn't even. I remember because like Mac Jones was my boy. I was super high on Mac Jones coming out of Alabama, and then like. They just never hired an offensive coordinator. They're just like, oh, we'll figure it out. We're the Patriots, and like,
yeah. It was
that doesn't work.
If things don't work out in a good way in UNC, this is really going to harm Bill Belichick's legacy.
Oh, it's already pretty harmed. But anyways, but to your point, to Arch Manning, I think Arch is going to be fine. I thought Notre Dame losing. What's his name? Who's the quarterback for Miami back? Was it Carson Beck? Is that his first name?
Yes.
The transfer.
It was Beck.
Yeah, Beck, whatever. I'm not a huge fan of him. I don't like that he drives Lamborghinis. I think that's ridiculous I don't like that he's a fifth-year senior and he's got another year of eligibility somehow. And he's now in the U and like the whole Catholics versus convicts storyline and stuff like that. Like, I don't know, but it was an exciting week of college football.
That was a good game.
That was the best game that I saw. Honestly, was that was a fun game to watch. I thought the Texas game was a little boring.
It absolutely was.
I thought Alabama losing, but like then again, like we have the NFL Week 1 this week. I'm excited, but it's gonna be sloppy. There's gonna be some sloppiness.
Yeah. So it was probably more college football that I had watched in recent years, especially at least on Week 1. But anyway, so 4 or 5 days ago, I'm driving home from Michigan for a work thing. And I hear the news. Micah Parsons to the Packers. Yeah. Walk me, and you sent me this. So let's start by saying that apparently he's hurt. We'll get into that.
He hasn't practiced all offseason.
He hasn't had a camp, and that's I'm not sure if this is because of his injury. I assumed it because he was holding out.
Me too, Johnny. And I sent you that because I was like, this is strange.
The Packers must have known something about this before.
They had to have done a physical.
Yeah.
Like, I mean. There's no way you sign someone to what? Is it $47 million a year?
Yes. He's the highest paid
non-quarterback
in NFL history.
If I'm Micah Parsons, I'm a little upset because I'd rather get the $52 million a year. Might as well make $1 million a week. At that rate, you're pretty close. All right, Jordan Belfort, yeah. Anyways.
Jordan Belfort, yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, were you going to ask me what I thought about this?
What do you think about the trade?
Yeah, so my initial reactions were I think that this says more about where the Packers think they are as far as a team is concerned. Like even when you just listen to the radio about do the Bears go out and make the move, and it's like, well, are we just what everyone kept throwing out there? Are we one defensive player away from a Super Bowl? And like if we're not, why would we go all in? All that's like regardless of the thing, like the Packers have to think that they are a Micah Parsons away from Super Bowl. They got to think they're pretty dang close.
Yeah, no, I mean, I agree. I mean, the Packers are certainly closer than the Bears. Here's what I'll say: is I don't think that the Bears are I don't think the Packers are a legitimate Super Bowl contender, even with Micah Parsons. And maybe this is me just like with the copium I've been smoking since this happened, because this is obviously a bad thing for the Bears.
Very bad
for them. But
it's bad for the NFC North.
It's bad for the NFC North minus the Packers. But here's what I'll say. We saw this with Khalil Mack. The Bears took a swing. And the Bears were good that first year. Khalil Mack was great that first year. But they just didn't have the supporting cast. I really do feel like in the later years of Khalil Mack's contract, he was making business decisions, and I don't think he was like, I mean, the team wasn't good. So I don't think he was like really trying to dominate the way he normally did.
The problem is that the Packers, though, are like, they're always decent. Like, it's and the Bears aren't always decent. So I feel like they will always be relevant.
Here's what this move is, though. You decide to give all this money to one player on your defense, making him the highest paid non-quarterback, like we said, by multiple $1 million. It's like not close. Like number 2 is like $5 million below him. If this doesn't work, you could be sitting like Packers are good year in, year out. This is something that disrupts that equilibrium. And these 4 years might be your window, and if things don't work out or you don't hit in the draft, and obviously now you don't have 2 first-round draft picks, then you could be in Bears rebuild city after that.
Sure.
So that's what this is, and that's kind of what Khalil Mack was. I mean, we lost a couple of first-round draft picks. I think we lost a couple of later-round picks too. And, we took our swing, we missed, and then we were in rebuild city.
Yeah.
So here's what I'll say. I mean, especially now that he's hurt.
Could be hurt.
I mean, the Packers are now the favorite to win the NFC North, and I think with good reason, though I don't think that they're legitimate Super Bowl contenders.
Yeah, I heard the odds now are in favor for the Packers to win the NFC North.
Yeah.
I heard it's even money right now. So obviously, what I will say too is, like I've said it before, like Vegas isn't in the business of losing money. So just putting that out there. And then the second thing too, that like, and I know this isn't exactly the same, but you can't help to think of this trade, this Micah Parsons trade. It's kind of felt like the Luka Doncic trade.
Luka Doncic, yeah.
Yeah, because it was like superstar.
Yeah.
Absolute superstar, and you trade him away.
I mean, I think it comes down to Jerry Jones didn't want to pay him that kind of money.
But what happened?
Because those first-round draft
What
picks,
happened to the Mavs, though?
they're getting the first overall pick.
And who are they getting?
Who is it?
Generational talent.
Cooper Flag.
Is there a generational talent coming in this draft?
No, and they're not going to get the number 1 overall pick.
I'm just saying, some weird stuff happens sometimes, like, some back. I mean, the NBA is notorious for the ping pong balls falling and.
Yeah. No, there's no equivalent here. I mean, Jerry Jones.
It feels like if I'm a Dallas fan, I'm kind of upset.
No,
like we're trading away superstars.
Yeah, of course. No, of course you're upset. But like, it doesn't feel weird.
But teams are desperate for superstars, and you had 2 superstars in your city, Luka and Micah Parsons, and both of them got traded away.
Last thought about this. So we're throwing around superstar Micah Parsons. PFF, he was the sixth graded defensive end in the league last year.
Okay.
He's in his prime.
Sure.
He's 26, but he is not the best by the numbers. Yeah. He is not the best defensive end in the league, and he is going from the turf in Dallas to the frozen tundra of Lambeau Field. And I think you kind of disagree with me, but I think that could slow down. I think that favors the offense a little bit more than the defense. And we could be seeing a different guy. On top of this, he's getting spinal injections with the hope of playing week 1.
Yeah.
I'd be a little bit nervous in the Packers. You're taking your swing. You just better hope it lands.
So $47 million, he better be out there playing, is all I'm going to say.
I almost say the opposite. Like, you just paid this guy a big money for your deal.
Do you remember the first game?
Don't play him hurt on the first game that you got him.
Do you remember the first game when Matt came to the Bears and he had
yes.
against Green Bay? I watched that Marcus's
actually. Did he have a touchdown? I think he had a defensive touchdown.
Did
at least he had a strip sack.
I know he had a strip sack for sure. I'm looking, by the way, the top rated. It's not loading for some reason, but I can see like 1, 2, and 3. So 1 is Aiden Hutchinson, 2 is Myles Garrett, and 3 is TJ Watt.
What is this ranking?
This is PFF's top.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying though, like
Aiden Hutchinson could have been the MVP last year.
It's not like Sweat's up there, like as number 4.
No, the Bears absolutely could have benefited from getting Micah Parsons. That being said, I could see, like, everyone wanted to jump down Ryan Poles' throat. Like, hey, all you had to pay was 2 first-round draft picks. As fans, we don't think about the money, and of course we don't, because it's not our money and we don't care.
Sure.
But you know what? These things are business decisions, and, salary cap is something that matters for the building of the team. And they might say, hey, we're not willing to pay this guy the most ever to be maybe the 4th or 5th best defensive end in the league.
I don't know, man. I think he's pretty dang good. You can spin it however you want, but this definitely hurts the Bears.
Oh, absolutely it does. Absolutely it does. But anyway, let's transition into the actual games.
Yeah. No, I'm super excited.
So Monday Night Football.
You're going?
I'm going. I'm going to be there. I'm going to be there. I am pumped. I am pumped, but it's always there's a lot. I have a lot of anxiety around big games like this. We've just been talking about everything so much, and we really don't know what we're going to get week 1.
Yeah.
But what is your thinking for the Bears to win this game? What do you think that's got to look like?
So
walk me through what it looks like for the Bears to win.
So, an in control Caleb Johnson Caleb Williams.
Johnson.
Sorry, I'm combining Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams. So an in control Caleb Williams and like great play calling by Ben Johnson. Okay, that's step 1. Mm-hmm. Just like in control, playing within himself, like a nice healthy mix of run and pass, not forcing the ball, and Caleb being comfortable.
Right.
On the second side of that was just like basic offensive stuff. Like I don't want to see anything flashy. I don't want to see any of these triple reverses. I don't want to see a tackle catch a touchdown pass. Okay, I just want to see like, please just do whatever vanilla stuff it is. Because on the other side of the ball, I really feel like Dennis Allen right now, DA, can get after J.J. McCarthy. Mm-hmm. It is his first start. He didn't play at all last year. Mm-hmm. He's essentially a rookie. He held a clipboard last year.
Yeah.
This guy, like, say what you want. It's a Monday Night Football. It's his first start of the year.
Yeah.
I'm hoping he's seeing headlights out there, and he is scared out of his mind to come and play in Soldier Field. And I feel like if we run a decent offense, execute an offense side of the ball, on a defensive side of the ball, get after the quarterback, get JJ scared, I think we can win this game. We can beat ourselves is how we're going to lose.
No, I don't think beating ourselves is what I'm worried about here. So I've been thinking about this game all week, and I do think it's really interesting because I do think it is so much the head coach that's going to drive the outcome of this game. Because here's the thing is, if I'm the Vikings, my path to victory is not going to be J.J. McCarthy slinging it. They're going to keep things real simple for him, and they're going to run. And that's where I'm worried that this could be the way the Bears lose, is if we get punched in the mouth. The Vikings have a fantastic offensive line.
Yeah, Aaron Jones he's no joke either.
So that's going to be their game plan, is they're going to feed him the rock, and the Bears got to play physical. And if we get into a place where we're getting torched on the run, they're ripping off 5-6 yards every single play, it's going to make things real easy for J.J. McCarthy.
But if they get him in 3rd and long, like, I mean, come on.
Yeah.
There's no way he can convert multiple third and longs.
If we're in a position where we can make them one-dimensional and make J.J. McCarthy beat us, I think that's why I win. So, I mean, I'm stacking the blocks. I'm selling out on run and making them throw it.
And also, like, Jordan Addison's suspended still. Like,
that's huge.
This is the time.
That is huge. We got to stack the box on this. Mm-hmm. Dennis Allen has got to be aggressive like we want him to be, or like he's been showing us to be. So that's on the defensive side of the ball. Mm-hmm. On the offensive side of the ball, you've got the Vikings, who are a very good defense, who like to bring pressure. So it plays into the most important thing that we've said all offseason for Caleb is 1, 2, 3, throw. Get the ball out.
Execution.
And so basically, not even execution. It's just like the game plan is going to be, from Ben Johnson's standpoint, quick passes, like telling Caleb, these are your reads, throw it. Don't try to make plays, because that's where we're going to get beat there, because they're going to send pressure. If we take a lot of sacks, we're losing this game. And if you're watching at home, you're seeing Caleb, hold on to the ball for 4 or 5 seconds. For the first 2 drives, I'm betting the house against the Bears if that's what we're seeing the first 2 drives.
Well, that's what I mean by execution, though, right? Like a vanilla offense, like I don't want to see this backyard Caleb today. Like, just execute, do your job, and do exactly what you're asked to do. Like, nothing fancy. Just do it. The Bears should win this game. I feel like they should win this game.
They're not the favorites. I think it's Vikings -1.5.
I mean, that's a toss-up, honest. I guess, what did they say? Vegas gives you, 2 points on the road?
2 points for being at home.
Yeah, so, like, what? So
yeah, they're really saying that they're more or less like a 3.5-point favorite.
That stinks.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. What I will say is I think that a lot of that is, it seems like the field is betting against the Bears. And I think that's probably a lot of, like, lingering from how bad the Bears looked last year. Lots of talks about Caleb Williams having a difficult camp. What I will say is like the script for the Vikings on offense is going to be running the ball. I don't think that we're going to have that luxury on offense for the Bears because the Vikings got a great defensive line as well, especially the defensive tackles.
Yeah.
I don't think that we're going to be able to pound it out. Our running back room is pretty thin right now. Caleb is going to have to throw the ball.
So I ended last week's podcast on how many Bears you think would be taken when KO, blah, blah, blah. DeAndre Swift fell to me in the draft.
Yeah.
And I was kind of like looking at depth charts, and basically there were 30 other running backs taken. And that just kind of shows you where our league, which are actually mostly all Bears fans, I would say 10 of the 12 are Bears fans.
Yep.
Think of the Bears rushing attack right now, and I'm not super pleased to have DeAndre Swift on my fantasy team. Now I hope I'm pleasantly surprised, but to your point, I don't know what to expect from the run game.
Yeah. So give me a score prediction.
Oh man, I like 24-17. Bears.
I was literally, that's exactly the
no, seriously?
24-17. Yeah, before you even got here, I'm like, that feels right. I think 24-17 Bears.
We didn't talk about that, by the way.
No. I think 24-17 Bears.
Yeah. Wow, nice.
I think that I think I'm going to know pretty immediately if I'm wrong. Like after a couple of drives, like I said, just based on whether or not the Vikings are able to move the ball. Like if they're running the ball first 2 drives, I think it's over from there. And if Caleb Williams is not finding his reads in the first 2 drives, I think it's over from there.
I think they can get going with DeAndre Swift. I really do. I think that they've saved him a lot, and I think Ben Johnson knows how to utilize him too. I'm hopeful that this is like 24-17 would be a good Bears win.
And I mentioned it last week, I think. Ben Johnson 5-1 against the Vikings.
That's beautiful.
That's
a great stat.
As the offensive coordinator for the Lions. Different team, different situation for sure. But we'll see.
You think Ben Johnson's nervous?
Do I think Ben Johnson's nervous?
What do you think he's thinking right now?
Yeah, I think he's nervous. Yeah. I'd say yeah. I think that like there's probably just a lot of like anxious energy. Yeah. But you know what? I think sometimes.
Do you think he knows if the team's ready or not right now? Do you think like
no?
You don't think he knows?
No, I think he thinks they are. And I think you don't find out whether you are or you aren't until you actually go out there.
Yeah.
Like
do you think
you made your house of cards and now you're gonna see if it can stand up to any sort of pressure. You don't know until it gets that pressure on there.
What's is it Kellen Moore? He's the head coach for the Saints.
I have no idea. Sounds right.
Do you think he knows that the Saints?
I think he probably knows that they're not a good team. but you know what? I think you probably spend the duration of training camp tricking yourself into believing like we're at least going to get the most out of this situation. Like maybe things won't be as bad as they think it's going to be.
Yeah.
I bet if you ask the average NFL,
it's Kellen Moore.
I bet if you ask the average NFL fan how many wins they think their team is going to
always
get.
Say over.
Yeah. Like I would love to see that study. Like probably by like 2 or 3 wins, us included. I mean, check out our video last week where we go through every single game and gave our prediction.
You know what the thing about Bears fans are though? There's like Marcus would be a prime example. Marcus is always going to take the under. Marcus, I feel like there's just a pessimistic Bears fans here that are like, even if they're killing it, we're just waiting for the Bears to fall off, right? We're just gonna happen, right? Like some people are just like that, unfortunately.
Yeah. So I mean, like the Bears might be an exception where everyone just there's a faction of us who definitely believe that we're gonna be bad, but I'm bullish. I believe in this win. Mm-hmm. I'm not bullish. Well, I'm bullish for the future, but
me too.
I'm gonna say a win for this one.
Sure.
Lions and Packers.
America's game of the week.
I would imagine 425.
Yeah. That is
at Lambeau.
That is going to be a great game.
I think so too. I'm definitely hoping I get the time to watch that.
Yeah, that's going to be. I'm curious to see what the Lions look like without Ben Johnson,
their offensive coordinators
and defensive coordinator. Yeah. I wonder how camp's been. I've been very vocal about my likeness of MCDC. I think he is a phenomenal human being.
Mm-hmm. And I believe their offensive coordinator is the passing coordinator that they had last year.
He's supposed to be pretty good, no?
I mean, he's within the system, so there's probably not going to be a big shake-up in what they're doing, which is good. Probably not. I mean, this might be a guy that qualifies as being in the Ben Johnson tree.
Let me kind of like an analogy that may work for some of you at home when you're doing a corporate job and you're doing it, and you have like a manager, right? And then that manager leaves, and now you're expected to take over. And you kind of inherit all their work papers, if you will, all their processes.
Sure.
And like you try your best to run it the same way the old guy used to do it, but it's never the same.
Well, you got to do it your way. You got to do it your way in a way that makes sense for you. But like,
it's not the same.
Probably coming from that structure. To me, at Lambeau, the Lions were so head and shoulders. I don't think that much from their personalities really dropped off. And who knows if Micah Parsons even plays? Lions still have a fantastic offensive line. Mm-hmm. So I'm picking the Lions in this game. I'm gonna say Lions 28-17.
I like the Pack in this game.
Really?
I think that there's going to be Micah Parsons is playing. I think there's going to be so much hype around Micah Parsons. The fact it's at home too. Like I just remember when Matt came to the Bears, how excited I was and how much it just gives you an injection of just fandom and just feeling and coming off the loss last year, the last home game, the loss to the Bears, and just seeing Lambeau and how that town comes together for football. It feels like a high school football game there. It's unbelievable.
I'm having just a premonition. There's just something really feels to me that the Lions are going to roll.
You remember how you just said how like home team fans sometimes overestimate how good they think their team is going to be?
Yes.
I think you're shitting on the Packers a little too hard. It's hard because you just want them to be bad.
I said what I said.
Yeah,
I know. I said Lions win by 2 scores.
I don't think so. I think smart money's the Packers, and I think that's where it's going to be. It's a home game too for the Pack. Like if the Bears were away in Minnesota, I would be a little more skeptical. But the fact that the Bears are playing at home in Soldier Field
and on Monday night,
really gives me. If
this game was noon in Minnesota, I'm picking the Vikings.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, with the fact it is a home against the Bears, like week 1, there's gonna be so much energy. It's gonna be hard for a road team to come in and beat a team that is the same kind of caliber as they are, as opposed to it doesn't matter what the Saints play, you're gonna beat them this year. So or the Giants.
Yeah,
but.
So to close out,
Sure.
some of you have noticed that Kevin has all of the NFC North hats behind him, and I figured week by week. Kevin just said he just wanted to do this based on standings. I was hoping just kind of like personal opinions and power rankings, but seeing as we're 0-0 across the board, I wanted to at least give him this week to just kind of objectively walk us through who he thinks the best second and third and fourth in the NFC North are.
Thanks, Sean. So for those of you that are Chicago Cubs fans, I kind of got this inspiration here from kind of the ranking of where they fall in the standings right now. So right now I have.
What does that have to do with the Chicago Cubs?
They keep all the flags for each one of the teams in the division, and whoever's on top is leading the division.
I did not know that, actually.
Yeah, you learn something new every day. So that's kind of where the inspiration is here. But where I have it currently ranking is how I feel about each one of the teams in the NFC North. So obviously our very own Chicago Bears are at the top. The Lions do have a soft place in my heart right now. They've been bad for so long, but I love MCDC. The Vikings, just because I hate the Packers so much more. But if I could put the Vikings if I could put the Packers and Vikings kind of on the same level, I think I would.
So this is your power ranking.
This is my power ranking.
This is where you're going. Okay.
Yeah, based upon where I.
So while we're still at 0-0, I guess it's nice to just put the Bears at the top.
Oh yeah, and and I think, and so I'll update it next week and I'll kind of rearrange them. But the Packers are without question at the bottom. They need to be there. I don't like the Packers, John, but I am a realist, and I think they do have a pretty good squad. And Micah Parsons, it gave him a nice little piece there. It's going to be tough sliding against them. I'm not looking forward to playing them twice this year.
Jordan Love throws in multiple interceptions this week. Book it. But if you're new here, if you're still watching, you're a real one.
Thank you.
We really appreciate you guys sticking around. Please drop a comment and know who you think are going to be winning these 2 games this week. How many wins do you think the Bears are going to get overall? And what do you think about the Micah Parsons trade? It's bad news, but I think it's going to be a swing, a whiff, and
it could be.
All right. But
thank you.
That's all I got. Thank you for watching.
Let's go Bears.
Go Bears.